Okay, so in last class, we discussed a lot of HTML components and HTML tags. And from today onwards, simply we are entering into the part of CSS. And why CSS basically required for, and what is CSS, all these things we will see now. So let me take the folder. And inside the UI class, I'm creating a new folder. Better I can go outside. This is our class folder. And inside the class, I want to create a new folder, which is called CSS. Let me create a new folder. CSS. Okay. And load CSS. So inside the CSS, I'm creating a file that will be the nodes. So first we will write some theoretical part for the CSS. What is CSS and what are the different ways to work with the CSS and all. So CSS is basically cascading style sheets. Cascading style sheets. And let me improve the size. CSS is not programming. Remember one point. CSS is not programming. And CSS mainly using for decorate web pages. Decorate web pages. And one more important point, CSS using for inject styles for HTML content. So without CSS, HTML is black and white, and ugly. So after providing CSS, HTML looks good and beautiful. Yeah. And one more important point, CSS is on top of the HTML. On top of the HTML. So CSS is going to be arranging on top of the HTML. First of all, we need to write the HTML content. Without having HTML content, you cannot able to write even single syntax in the part of the CSS. So when you want to write some CSS, first of all, we should write some HTML content. You want to create a element, you want to create a paragraph, you want to create a headings, or you want to create a forms, you want to create a tables, whatever it may be. First of all, you need to arrange the HTML content. On top of the HTML content, they are trying to put in the CSS and they are injecting the CSS. That is a major important point. And one more important thing, CSS is syntax. Predefined syntax. Predefined syntax means we don't provide any custom defined things. All syntaxes are predefined. All the properties, whatever we are going to be providing, those are properties. Okay, so CSS is predefined syntax. Okay, and one more thing, without having HTML, we cannot give any CSS kind of thing. And one more important thing, so how to inject CSS? Sorry, how to inject CSS for HTML? So this is the important question, and this is the important thing we need to understand first of all. There are multiple ways to inject the CSS for the HTML. The first way is inline CSS. Inline CSS. And second way is internal CSS. Internal CSS. And the third way is external CSS. External CSS. Okay, so inline CSS is basically element specific CSS. We know that. Inline CSS is basically element specific CSS. Specific CSS. It means for every element, individually, we have to arrange the we have to inject CSS properties. And one more important point. So inline CSS is going to be available. Using with the style attribute. Okay, so where you will be writing attributes for the HTML content. Where we are writing attributes for HTML? Within the open tag, we are writing the attributes, right? So there is an attribute called a style attribute. We know that. Suppose for every element, we have an attribute, right? So whatever the attribute we have, we are going to be having some attributes like this. For every element, you will be having attributes like this. We know this. This is the basic syntax for the HTML. It is a pair element. It's a pair element or unpair element, whatever it may be. So in the part of the open tag, we are trying to providing the multiple attributes. So there are multiple attributes like predefined attributes are there, and some attributes are mandatory, some attributes are optional. Whatever it may be, the attribute we are going to be providing inside the element open tag. But here for the inline CSS, what is the attribute name? For inline CSS, the attribute name is style attribute. You can provide using with the single quote or you can provide with the double quotes. This is the common syntax we need to understand. For every element, whatever the element you are taking, we don't care about it. Suppose, for example, I'm taking an element name called paragraph, or I'm taking an element name called heading, or I'm taking element name called form or table, whatever it may be. Attribute is going to be injecting inside the element open tag. Okay, so inside the style attribute, I want to provide the properties. All style properties inside style attribute as values. Inside style attribute as values. Every style attribute or every style property separated with semicolon. Remember, what is a semicolon? Syntax, try to understand. First of all, this is the syntax. This syntax, whatever the style attribute, whatever the different kind of style attributes we will be having. For example, I want to provide color. For example, I want to provide the color. Color colon value. What is the value for the color? Suppose red and semicolon. For example, here the color property is something like a set of property name and value. And property name and value separated with the colon symbol. Property name and value. According to the style sheet, according to the styles, property names, property and values, property value sets. Property name is something like a color and value is something like a red. And property name and value separated with the colon symbol, ended with the semicolon. So these 2 points are important. So one more important thing I want to write. Property, style property and value. Style property and value separated with colon. Remember, style property and value separated with colon. It means what? Color colon red. It means what? Color colon red. It may be red or green or blue or orange, whatever it may be. First of all, that is color. Color is going to be a red, or color is going to be a green. Color is going to be something like orange, or color is going to be something like yellow. Okay, so the first point is important. Style property and value separated with colon. And one more important point. If every style property ends with semicolon. So what is this semicolon? So what is the spelling for semicolon? Semicolon is something like this. For example, if I want to provide multiple things, I want to provide color, I want to provide alignment. For example, I want to provide alignment, text align, colon, center. Now tell me how many properties I'm writing. 2 properties I'm writing. The first property is color. The second property is text align. So color is red, text align is center. But but those two properties are separating with a semicolon. Remember, this is the one important thing. But one important thing you have to remember: these two properties are going to be available inside the style attribute only, not separately. Suppose I am giving color red now. After that, I want to give the text align. That could be something like a center. That could be something like a center. So here, semicolon is basically separating. Semicolon is separating your two properties. One is the color property, one is the text color property. These two properties are separating with semicolon inside the style content. Style is a global property which is related to the HTML tag. Style is a global property which is the related to the HTML content, but here color and text align, these are style properties which are available inside the style as a value. See, this total, this orange color, whatever it is available, this is totally as a value for the style. But this value is separated with the multiple properties. Now this value as multiple properties. This value as color and text line, and it may be number of other things also. It may be I can provide padding, I can provide margin, I can provide border, I can provide multiple other things also inside. But here the major thing is style is the global property which is available with the value. Value is inside the style. You have to remember this. And finally, this is the inline CSS, inline style sheet. So first of all, we try to write down the inline CSS, then we will go for the internal, then we will go for the external also. So let me go and save. This one is getting saved now. Now, can I go with the program? How inline CSS will be? Inline CSS dot HTML. Tell me, let me take a paragraph. Can I take paragraph here? Okay, so paragraph have some content called Lora. Okay, now let me go to the paragraph and write down the property called style. Okay, so this paragraph, by default, if I'm not giving any style, what is the paragraph color and what is the paragraph style and all? By default, whatever the style which is providing by the browser, that will be covered. Browser is going to be giving you some black and white cinema, and this is giving some black and white colors, the white color background and black color content. But now my requirement is I want to inject some good look feel for this paragraph. Okay, so what look feel you want to provide, you can write down inside the style. So let me write a color for this. Color, colon. I'm giving color. I'm giving alignment, text align, center. Okay, two properties I'm trying to writing for the style. So once I return these two properties, now you can see this paragraph got style changed. This paragraph got style changed. What the style changed? The complete content in the red color, the complete content aligned center of the screen. Okay, so center is not good now. Better you can go with the red only. Sorry, left only. Left is good now. Better you can go with the left only. So let me go with the left. Left is the default one. If you are not writing the property, that is the default one. Default one is the left only. Okay, I'm just giving only color. If I'm giving only color, what is the output now? Only. Yes. Maybe this zoom somewhere. 100%. Only with the red color. Can you see only with the red color? Can I do one more property for this? For example, I want to go with the font style. Font style, I want to give the italic style. When I say italic style, this is going to be changing with some italic style. Can you see? The font style got changed with the italic color. I want to provide a background color for this. If you want to provide a background color, you can assign some background color. So I am just assigning some background color for the complete paragraph, whatever the box you have. Whatever the box we have, so for that particular box, I am giving some background color. Let me go with the gray color. If I say gray color background, yeah, gray is good. Let me give the gray color. On top of the gray, you should be having some red. On top of the gray, red is not visible. Let me go with the white. On top of the gray. Gray is the dark color. On top of the gray, I am trying to give you the light color text. So light color text is visible on top of the gray. Okay. So look and feel is good for the paragraph now. So this is a kind of inline style. This is a kind of inline style. For example, I want to write a heading. I want to write a heading. Okay, web development full stack or modern stack. So for this H1 also individually we have to give the property called. Individually we have to write the property called. Tell me. Individually we have to give the property called style. You can give double quotes or you can give single quotes, whatever. Okay, so for this color again, color should be white and background color. I want to give the background color is something like which one is better. I'm giving blue and text align. For this text align, I'm just making center. For this text align, I'm making center. Now you can see I will be having a heading which is going to be available. Alignment center and background color got something changed. And this is 100%. Background color got something changed. And can I keep this one? Can I keep this H1 on top of the paragraph? Wherever you want, you can keep, right? It is not an issue. Before the paragraph, I'm keeping the H1. So now you can see. For example, the first paragraph is the style, some different style. Second paragraph, I want to go with the another style. Second paragraph, the background color, I want to go with the green color. And third paragraph, I want to go with another style. Third paragraph, I want to go with the red color. Different paragraphs, different styles. Every time I need to change the colors. I need to change the style properties. This is giving irritation for you. Why? Because of you will be having thousands of elements in your HTML. You may have thousands of elements. Thousands of times you need to write the style property, and 1,000 times you need to changing the value and all. This is getting irritated. For example, I want to keep all the paragraphs with the same background color, or I want to change all the paragraphs with the same background color, same font style, same look and feel. Then better you can go with what? Internal CSS, or better you can go with the external CSS. That is something like a okay, so the way I want to give the same style for all the paragraphs, then better you can go with the internal or external. So don't write inline every time. Inline is not that much useful. Compulsory it is not useful. Yeah, already. So compulsory inline CSS is not useful, and nobody is going to be writing the inline CSS for elements. Remember it. But anyway, concept is there. That is the very reason I'm telling this. And coming to the internal CSS is second one. Second one is internal CSS. So how internal CSS will be and how to write internal CSS and what is the purpose of the internal CSS, I will tell now. Internal CSS is page specific CSS. Okay, and one more point. Internal CSS is specified with the style tag. Internal CSS is specified with the style tag. One important point you have to remember. Okay, this is not style attribute. This is not style attribute. This is style tag. But where this style tag should be available? For example, I have page1.html. Inside the page1.html, yes, I need to include the style tag. If I have the page2.html, yes, for page2.html also I need to integrate style tag again. N number of pages I have. For n number of pages, n number of style tags I want to include. There is no option. There is no option. For n number of pages, n number of style tags we need to include. Am I clear? So, but one important point, for every style tag, we have to integrate or inject selectors. Here the concept is selectors. Here the concept is selectors and the question is selector. What is selector? What is selector? What is the syntax for selector? Suppose, for example, selector is, so first of all, we need to understand what is selector. Selector is a concept. Selector is a concept which is selecting HTML content from HTML to CSS. There are multiple ways of selection. There are multiple ways of selection. For example, I can go with the element selection. By the element name, I can able to select the value. I can able to select by the class name. I can able to select by the ID name. I can able to select a group of elements. I can able to select the even numbers. I can able to select something like odd numbers. I can able to select with the attribute name. There are multiple ways of selectors which are going to be available. Later I will tell how to work with the different kind of selectors. But most common things are element selector, class selector, and ID selector. So a group of elements, similar name of elements are going to be selecting at the same time. In previous example, we have the multiple paragraphs. Suppose for all the paragraphs, I want to apply the same kind of style. Then you can select the P. So for P, you can write our attributes. For P, you can write color, background color, and font style. For H1, you can write color, background color, and something. But all the H1s with same. All the H1s with the same color. For example, there is a classroom. All boys with the same style, all girls with the same style. For all boys with one dress code, all girls with one dress code. So what is the kind of thing? There is a classroom, and the classroom is a kind of web page. Inside the classroom, all boys with one color, all girls with one color. Girls is one tag name. Girl is a tag name. Boy is a tag name. If I give some style for the boy, all the boys with same dress code. All girls will come with some dress code. So classroom is a simple web page. Inside the web page, similar kind of elements are going to be selecting with one style. And this is a college. Inside the college, there are multiple branches. For example, if I take a branch level, so all the CSC people come with one dress code. All CSC people come with a one dress code. All EC people come with one dress code. All IT people come with one dress code. All AI people come with one dress code. All AAA people come with one dress code. That is a kind of internal CSS. Group of people come with the one dress code. Okay, for all the college with the one single style. External CSS. Throughout the college with the same kind of dress code. In external, you keep one simple style that is going to be commonly injecting for all the pages. Here I just given some rules and regulations. In the group level, in the total level, college level, total college level, I am giving one condition, one terms and conditions. This is the starting time, this is the ending time of the college. And the holidays and all I am declaring in the part of the global level. If I declare in the global level, these global level kind of attributes and global level kind of styles are going to be applicable for all the branches or not? For all the branches or not? That is the global CSS. So in real time, which is the important one is, global level CSS. Am I clear? So throughout the application means throughout the Facebook application, throughout the Amazon application, throughout the Flipkart application, all headings with the same color. Throughout the application, all forms with the same kind of style. Throughout the application, all logos with the same kind of style. Throughout the application, all the footer is same kind of style. So can I write the global CSS for them? If I write a global CSS is going to be injecting every page, then automatically that is going to be injecting for all the pages. All the elements are with a similar thing. That is later I will tell. But whatever the selector you are going to be writing, that should be enclosed with the curly braces. Whatever the selector, for example, if it is a class, something. If it is a ID, something. If it is a group, something. If it is a even, something. If it is a odd number, something. if it is the attribute name, selector something like curly braces. Inside the curly braces, what we should give? Inside the curly braces, again, the concept is same. Color is red and semicolon. Font style, something like italic. Okay. See, this is common. Property and value is common, but this property and value this time is not available in the style attribute. This time it is available in the element level. This time it is available in the class level. This time those properties are available in the ID level. This time those properties are available in the group level. This time the elements properties are available in the even level or odd level, whatever. But here the concept is selector concept. Coming to the internal CSS, the major important thing we have to remember is selectors. Inline, we don't have selectors. Inline, element by element, you can write it the attribute. That is common. Can I go with the program for this? Save it as internal CSS.html. Okay. Can I go with multiple paragraphs here? How many paragraphs you want, you can take it. We don't care about it. Control here, Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. How many paragraphs I have now? Inside my HTML web page, I have 4 paragraphs. Okay. For all the 4 paragraphs, I want to give single style. Then what I can do? P. When I say P, all the paragraphs are going to be applicable with one color, something like red. Color, something like white. Color is something like font color. And background color, something like that. If I say like this, what is going to be applicable? All the paragraphs with the same kind of style. All the paragraphs with the same kind of style. One shot. No need to write the style attribute every time for each and every paragraph. Directly in one shot, I am giving all the paragraphs take the same style. Okay, if I'm having multiple headings, for example, I'm having multiple headings like web development and H2, Marn stack, and I want to give some order list. Inside order list, I'm giving the LIs. What Mon stack contained with? React, no, MongoDB. Yeah? Okay, MongoDB. Just I'm defining some HTML web page with some meaningful way. Mon means MongoDB and this one. Express. And this one. React. This one. Right. Okay, fine. So this is something like order list. And now let me go. This one is H1. This one is H1. Okay. Can I give the style sheet for the H1, H2 and order list? H1. Let me go H1. H1 background color is black. And color is white. And one more thing, font style. Okay, I'm not giving font style. Okay, let me give the text align center. Then after H1, I want to give the style sheet for H2. H2 background color is blue. Background color is and color is white as usual. And text align center. Now coming to the order list. Order list, just I'm giving the color. Color is color you want. Brown. I'm just giving the brown. Now for all the elements, I want to give the same font. Paragraph, H1s, H2s, OL. For everything, I want to give the same style and same font. Then can I give global level CSS in the body level? In the body level, I want to give the font family. Something like Luida. There is a font family I'm applying for all the content. For all the content, font style is italic style. Now you can see the page. You can see the page. The page is look and feel good, and which is having some kind of content. Can you see this now? Okay, so for MongoDB, one paragraph, for Express, one paragraph, for React, one paragraph, for Node, one paragraph. If you want, you can just give it. Now you can take a definition title and definition data. Definition data you can keep as paragraph. MongoDB definition, Express definition, React definition, and Node definition, whatever you want, you can keep it. But now pages look feel good or not? Page look feel good, is good or not? Now this is a kind of internal CSS. And this page only this style sheet will work. For another page, you have to go with another style tag, open style tag. Am I clear? Let me go with the external CSS also. Okay, external CSS. External CSS is application specific CSS. For page 1.html, page 2.html, we have multiple HTML pages. Page 3.html. For all the HTML pages, only one style sheet is going to be applicable. What the style sheet is? What the style sheet is? Whatever the file you are writing with the .css. You have to write a separate CSS file separately, that is .css. Okay, you have to integrate file.css for that, and you have to integrate file.css for this and this. Every time the global CSS file you are writing. So for global CSS file, first of all, you need to write down file.css. Inside the file.css, what is available? Inside the file.css, you will be having only selectors. Inside the file.css, you will be available only selectors. Those particular selectors are common for page 1, page 2, and page 3. Am I clear? So for page 1.html, you have to integrate this. For page 2.html, you have to integrate this. For page 3.html, you have to integrate this. Then how to integrate? Integration is important. No? How to integrate? How to integrate external CSS for HTML? This is the important question. How to integrate external CSS for HTML? Very simple. Style href. Href. What is the name of the file? Something like a file.css. And a relevant style sheet. Relevant style sheet is one attribute you have to specify. This is a kind of relevant style sheet, and the name of the file is file.css, and this is the self closure tag. This style tag is no, not style tag. This is a link tag. Sorry, this is not style tag. This is a link tag. Link relevant style sheet, and href is file.css. File.css already defined, already declared that particular file.css I want to integrate for the file 1, file 2, file 3, file n also. N number of HTMLs I want to integrate the same file, which is something like a external CSS. Now you're trying to understand now. We will be having a page 1.html. Page 1.html. For page 1.html, some tag we need to inject. What is the tag we need to inject for this? Link relevant style sheet. Then href. What is the file name? Example, that is a file.css. Is it over? This is according to the file 1, page 1.html. Okay. For page 2.html, same story. Page 3.html, same story. Same story is repeating or not? Page 1.html, same file integrated. Page 2.html, same file integrated. Page 3.html, same story repeated. But this injection is important. Without this injection, you can't able to work. In the script also we done this. In the external JavaScript also we done this. In the external JavaScript, what we are doing? src, script src. But here in the case of CSS, you have to go with the link tag. You have to go with the link tag and attribute name is href. In the kind of script, it is script src. In the kind of CSS, it is link method. At my point, let me go. External CSS dot HTML, and let me keep the multiple elements. Okay, I'm giving the paragraph. After that, I'm giving the h1, and after that, I'm giving the h2 monster. For all these things, I want to give the single shot CSS. What is a single shot CSS? First of all, I want to create the new file.css. A separate CSS file you have to create. And here I'm trying to giving the CSS for the paragraph separate. Yes or no? I'm creating the paragraph separate. Paragraph color is red color. H1 color is green color. And whatever H2 na? H2 color is blue color. Okay, so here I'm writing some style sheet for paragraph for H1 for H2, but here this is not injecting here. H1, this HTML is different, CSS is different. Injection is not happened. Injection happened. I did not see any differences for the HTML, but I want to see some differences. I want to see some look and feel change. Wherever you want, you can inject it. You can give the top or you can give the bottom. Wherever you want, you can give it. Okay, link relevant style sheet. Then href file dot CSS. When I inject the file.css over there, then automatically your browser is look feel something. Now you have the inline, you have the internal, you have the you have the paragraph, you have the heading, you have the everything got changed. Everything got changed. So we got done multiple things here. For example, my question is simple. If I provide inline internal, which will come first? Which will come first? My question. My simple question. If I provide inline external, which will come first? Which will come first? Which will come first means which will come to the browser. What is our display for the browser? If I provide internal, external, which will come first? See, my question is very simple. See, here I am writing, there are multiple questions. If I provide external internal, which will come first? See, the line is different here and there. Line is different here and there. So you can see these two questions are different. Four different questions I'm actually asking. You can see the last two questions. Last two questions are very important. If I provide internal, external, which will come first? If I provide external, internal, which will come first? The same two questions I will copy. The same two questions I will copy, and I will add one more style for that. If I provide inline also, totally how many questions I have? 6 questions. First question, if I provide inline internal, which will come first? Answer is inline. Second question, answer is third question, answer is fourth question, answer is fifth question, answer is Last question answer is, now you can just observe all the questions. Now you can able to see all the questions now. See, in the first question you see, if I provide inline, I'm just explaining all the questions and answers here. Just explain all the questions and answers. First question, if I provide inline internal, which will come in the browser. See, remember one point. If inline is there, inline only will go to the browser. It means element specific CSS is the first preference to the browser. Element specific CSS is first preference to the browser. It is a kind of ID card. It is a kind of Aadhaar card. If you have Aadhaar identification, that is the first preference. If you don't have Aadhaar ID card reference, then you can go with your name or your surnames or different kind of things. The first recognition is inline. If I am having the first question, inline is available or not? In the second question, if I provide inline external, okay, we have external, but inline is there now. Inline will go. In the third question, if I provide internal external, here inline is there. In the third question, inline is there. Last line is first execution. What is the first line? What is the last line? First line is internal. Second line is, last line is first execution. Come down. External, internal. What is the last question? What is the last injection? The first injection is external. The second injection is internal. Internal is the second injection. Second injection will go to the browser. Second injection is going to the browser. If you don't have inline. If inline is there, definitely inline will go. Come to the last two questions. Last two questions, we have the three styles at the same time. Inline is there, internal is there, external is there. We don't care about the internal, external. Inline is there, inline. Inline is there now. Last question, before last question, inline is there. In the last question also, inline is there. Inline will go. Getting my point. If inline is not there, then only it will check for the internal or external. Then internal, external. What is the last line? That will go to the browser first. What is the last line? Which will go to the browser first. Let me write a program for style preferences. So this is a very important thing. Nobody is going to be telling in the YouTube. Nobody is going to be telling in the different kind of courses and all. Just try to observe. This is the depth you have to understand. Preferences of the styles you are loading with. Next, style preferences. I'm writing a new thing. Style underscore preferences. Dot HTML. Okay. For this style preferences, let me have the only H1. I'm writing only H1. I don't want anything. Just writing H1. Can I write all the styles for this? What is the kind of this one? No. This is internal. This is internal style, right? Can I write inline for this? Inline color, I'm giving blue. Internal, I'm giving green. External, I'm giving red. Okay, I don't have any external. Na? I don't have any external right now. So can I write an external style for this? Already external, what is the external file? File.css. Okay, file.css, I'm giving red. For H1. H1 is there here. Can I inject that one into this? File.css inject cheyali kada. Ikkada inject cheyali. Ikkada. Link relevant style sheet. Then href file dot. Now tell me, so I have the inline, I have the internal, I have the external. If inline is there, inline will go. So if you launch this, web development will be visible with the blue color itself. Why? Because inline is working. Inline will work definitely. We don't have any other options. Inline is there. Okay, let me remove the inline. I don't have any inline style here. So I'm not writing any attribute for the inline. Inline style is not available. Inline style is not available. We have the internal and external now. Now last line is first execution. Last line external we are writing. So from external, which color is coming? That will be red color. Red color is coming from the external output, external CSS file. Can I change the line? Can I change the lines here? Okay. Can I keep internal before? Sorry, internal down, external top. Last line is first execution. I'm telling number of times. Last line is first execution if inline is not there. Now we don't have inline. Now we don't have inline. Now the last line is first execution. Last line is internal. Internal, what color is available? Internal green color is available. That green color will go to the browser. Now you can see on top of the browser green color. Just refresh the browser. That is the preferences of the styles. Inline, internal, external. You have to try to understand. You need to practice inline first, and you need to practice internal second, and you need to practice external, and you keep the same kind of property for all the ways. Now, remember one important point. I am writing same property everywhere. I am writing same property everywhere. Same property means the last property. The last one is the first execution if inline is not there. Okay, can I swap this again back? Now, what is the color? Output color is red, right? Can I keep text decoration here, text align here? Text line will come or not? See, this text line property is not available in the external. That is available in the internal. It means internal is also loading, but internal is overriding by the external if it is the same property. If it is the same property, external is overriding. So the same property is color property here and there. And color property will override. What is the color property now? Color property will override. Color property will take red. And alignment is working. Alignment is working from the previous one. That is the different property. Different property is available in the previous one. That is also working. It means every style is loading to the browser. It means every style is loading to the browser. But if it is the same property in the next line, that property will override. Getting my point. Color is available in the below one also. That is the why reason color is updating. But text alignment is not available here. That is why text alignment is not updating. So text alignment center is taking from the internal. It means every style will load from the page to the browser. If it is a different property, all the properties will come. If it is the same property, last property is the first execution. Last property is the first priority. Okay. So try to do practice. There are a lot of things we have to do.